and surviving with 3 players. That is fantastic there for Immortals.
I do wonder where the T's were when that bomb was heading towards B, because they seem to be over towards the main area, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the replay will show us, okay, it's quite deep in, so we can't see, but that's a disaster for FlipSid, and a great round from Immortals in the end. 3 players surviving as well, and they will take weapons into the next round. You see Steel is already super hyped. He's mad hyped, as the Brazilians always are on the Immortals team. It's great to watch. It's great to hear. At the offline qualifier, our room was next door. The talent chill-out room was next door to where the team were playing. So
our room was reverberating, James.
We could feel the vibrations. We could hear the screams and the slams from some players who didn't have such a good tournament. 2 AKs in round number 3 for the CT side.
Yeah, it's actually kind of insane, isn't it? Considering that the previous round was a force buy, but it was so successful for them. And KNG with the first kill onto Blade, drawing first blood. But there's much more blood to be had now as FlipSid are discovered towards the alley position. KNG waiting patiently with his AK, and the bomb will be recollected by Mr. World Edit, but they are not long for this world until the next round in which they respawn. So here it is, 2 rounds for Immortals, 1 for FlipSid, and it's a great start here for Immortals. It doesn't really get better than this from like a value perspective. You crush the force buy, you reset the other team, and you pick up all the guns as well. So if Immortals are able to win this round against FlipSid, they start to really get a big advantage, and we see the first AWP of, I'm sure, many to come.
Only 3-0 for the time being. KNG will continue with the scout. May look to pick up a second AWP later if FlipSid are able to afford one, but right now that may not be the case. Henny finding a gap around the Molotov, but the flashbang is there for FlipSid. They come prepared to the FlipSid tactics team. Now we may see the run boost or even a simple jump to the other side of Ivy. 2 players around Ivy for the CT team. KNG can take some pot shots, but that will give the clue away to FlipSid that a scout is in play, and it's in that position. 3 players around connector for the CT side. Just waiting. FlipSid waiting as well, perhaps for Immortals to use more of their utility. And Immortals, they've got a fair amount left. 3 smoke grenades at the minute mark for the CTs.
It's all about positioning and finding the right timing here for FlipSid as they start to make their way into these forward spots, and these grenades are important for the Immortals side, for the CT defense, to stagger the push. That's really how you best deal with a triple bomb attack. Find ways to smoke off one angle and make sure that they can't coordinate, as which they will be trying to do so now. It's going to go well here for the FlipSid tactics team as Markov gets the first kill, but they have sustained so much damage here, and there will be ripe targets for Lucas as he sweeps in for a 2K with the M4.
20 seconds remain. Still a CT in the Ivy position. How does the bomb go down? The bomb is down on the floor, and Waylander's got to find it. He's on his own. Lucas towards Ivy. Bolts in the connector. There's nowhere to plant the bomb safely, and Bolts will win the duel. Very difficult times for Waylander and the FlipSid early on in Train, the last match of the evening, fighting for the last spot in the playoffs. A big opportunity for both these teams to make it to legend status. FlipSid would love it to guarantee their place in the next major. Immortals, after so many struggles to get to this major, maybe it would be a weight off their backs. They continue 3-1, putting FlipSid on pistols. P250s are out for the entire side. Not often you see a 5 P250 buy. We don't even have a name for that. P1250. How about that?
That can be a work in progress. But that will do for now. It's a placeholder. KNG not a placeholder though. He's very much a solid part of this defense with high impacts. Lots of M4 fire there rained upon the FlipSid members as they charge in with no Kevlar and likely no hope. And indeed, everybody's surviving for Immortals despite 3 being deeply in the red. That's very much a welcomed fact for Immortals. Their money is getting quite awesome at the moment. We're going into round 6 and they are all pretty much around between $5 to $6K apart from just Steel. Well, poor Steel, only $2,200. But the economy is booming for the Brazilians. But will the AWP be booming here for Henny? Because we've got a lot of nades here for FlipSid, and I'm sure we are going to see those nades put to good use.
Some nice flash towards Ivy, but it will give the position away for Waylander. The frags will be taken by the T side. A good start, but can they finish and double their score to 2? KNG fighting on his own towards Ivy. So far so good, even better now. 3 fast kills for the CT side, fighting straight back, taking the man advantage. KNG still around Ivy, and that's where he will lay. Bomb almost connected by World, but he'll get taken down by bolts from the back. And it's Waylander again, alone again. But this time no one's over towards Ivy, but he doesn't have the bomb.
This could be a good approach here from Waylander, but it's been sought after, and that's good damage done by bolts. But Waylander's still alive, and with a hope to try to take this round away from Immortals. Oh my goodness, just barely escaping that angle there. There's just under a minute to play with here for Waylander, so he can use that time to juke and jive around the trains on the A yard here to find this element of surprise with which he can use to take success perhaps, but just a slither of Henny spotted before he disappears. But maybe that's enough information here for Waylander. Yes, it is. Finds the headshot, 8 points of health on him. Great clutch there. And that's going to be a beautiful result from Waylander, one of the power players of FlipSid, with the quad kill there to show for himself early in this train match.
4K required for Waylander to drag his team over the line in that round. But is this the start of something for FlipSid? Start of momentum, consecutive rounds, success, catching up to the score, evening the score. Time will tell. Look how Blade is feeling that one. The fire is in the belly. And FlipSid are on the buy. AWP rescued by Waylander towards the end of that round. And KNG's got one. Nice bouncing from Henny. He's got a second AWP. Where does he throw the smoke? Chooses to put it in front of the angle to try and help him escape. Waits the flames out. Meanwhile, Lucas will be flashed as well. That's not going to work out for him, but KNG's taken well of it down in the meantime. And that might mean that Lucas is trapped. An exchange of grenades. Sorry, Markelov is trapped, and Markelov will escape. Markelov with the AWP. But surely there isn't a repeat.
A lot of early exchanges there between both sides. I think Henny lucky to survive there in the corner. Beautiful play there, and I love that aggression from him. It's just so amazing that Immortals picked up another Oppo that's super aggressive as well in KNG. So we'll see whether he can get some damage done already with the one frag. And he's been having a great game so far already. I mean, well, we're only 7 rounds in, and he's really been performing, and look forward to seeing more from him. But FlipSid, we're about to see a lot more from them onto the B-bomb side as they start to charge in. Bolts with the off angle around the bomb train. Waylander, though, dropping from the heavens above and dropping bolts with him. And that's going to be the bomb down now for the FlipSid team. It's going to be tough for the Brazilians to break back in, but they are making inroads here. Significant inroads. What is happening? Everyone dying to the AWPs. The double AWPs, they're there for a reason with this Immortals side. I'm lost for words, James, how they even managed to get that situation rolling on in.
We thought Virtus Pro had the Dart Master, but Immortals have got their Legolas as well.
I like that.
Spearing the Cloud9, sorry, I'm looking at an old Go TV. Spearing the FlipSid players on the B bomb site. Immortals back to winning ways. Double AWPs on the CT side. Dangerous.
Oh, wow. Is that an omen of things to come, James? Is that just a taste? I guess we'll have to see. And that's the problem, is that if both of those players, KNG and Henny, are being super confident and aggressive with their ults and just connecting, that is scary, and Henny might get himself a lot of kills here. Nice little nade. Oh my god. It's carnage. They do lose the AWP though, which is slightly annoying. Have to rebuy that one, but they do have plenty of cash.
And I think it's Henny who's been consistently aggressive towards B. And look at his spawn. He's got the best spawn to go for another peek towards upper B. 5 AKs will be, well, some of those AKs may be coming his way. Probably will be coming his way. But again, he's got the best spawn possible. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't try to rip somebody's chest open at the beginning of this round. And there he is. And there are 2 people looking to serve themselves up for sacrifice, but the Molotov is there, and it's nice and deep, and they know to fear Henny. And who doesn't at this point?
When he looked at the flames there just for a second, I almost thought that, is he thinking that he might just run through it anyway and just go for a shot again, just like a second repeat into the flames? That would be something incredibly heinous that perhaps you might expect Henny to even try. But we do have FlipSid now with that, the upper, or rather the T side of it is under control now, Secret, and we'll see FlipSid also beginning to bring some pressure towards Ali, but it will be, for the moment, delayed as they have been smoked away. In fact, they're actually not going to, I don't think, make any noise towards Ali in the end now, due to that smoke. Looks like they're just going to go for a simple play and a set-piece execution of smokes onto the A-bomb site here to try to break Immortals' double orb setup.
Deploying flashbang.
Immortals running out of counter grenades, but there is the odd Molotov. Steel is close in a forward position. Could get pinched. The flashbang is there. They're not checking his angle, but the 180 from Electronics is going to be good. That's a good start from FlipSid. Moving into the A site. The frags, the exchanges continue. Lucas for 2K, but it's down to the 3-on-3. The bomb's on the floor. There are 20 seconds left. Ivy smoked off, so maybe there's a chance to get that bomb down. And he backing off in the smoke, sticking with his teammates. And now KNG is moving towards that I position. Great frag from Henny. Both orbs getting to work, leaving well that it alone. He can't get it done. The bomb is planted, but that is it for FlipSid. 7 rounds for Immortals.
Can we just get that flick shot from Henny again in slow motion, please? That was just awesome. And that looks like a great situation for FlipSid, but then you look and see who's left alive on the Immortals side. Okay, Kianji and Henny, they're still alive with the orbs, and then they just start getting to work, getting those key pickoffs, and I don't believe it. What is this, James?
I fight with my little eye, potential carnage.
What is this?
With an auto sniper.
Look at this.
Get ready.
Oh
Yes.
man, that is such a great shot.
He's painting, James. He's an artist.
He's got the watercolors out. He is the elephant with the watercolors, but he's not just painting, he is stomping on his opponent as well. A 5-round lead for Immortals. The auto sniper is out. Interestingly, now 3 snipers on a pistol run for FlipSid, and Waylander starts as he means to go on. Sorry, Henny does. Aggressive, of course. Towards B again. He's here almost every single round, but he can't really be stopped. He's 9 for 3 at the moment.
The amazing thing about that is that not only is he going to force respect, and that is sort of intimidating. Oh,
In the face.
Don't test Henny. But also just he's going to force FlipSid to use grenades on that position constantly. They have to, otherwise he's going to get peaks there. And he's going to go for those peaks. And are you confident in winning a duel against him? You probably shouldn't be necessarily. You'd prefer to use grenades first, as that's a guaranteed way to stave him away from that position. So that's what he's sort of doing by just constantly peeking that spot, because it can almost look a bit, looks predictable, but that's sort of the point. And so I do wonder what FlipSid's response to that will be, whether they'll try to duel him with an AWP, or if they just keep throwing grenades, and if indeed he'll keep going for that play.
The auto sniper was revealed towards Ivy in that round, so will FlipSid go for a fast play? Do they realize that there are 3 sniper rifles out? But normally you would expect the auto sniper towards the B bomb site, but the auto sniper is pushing through Ivy with support from KNG. It's a double sniper push of Ivy. When do you see that kind of nonsense?
And also, Henny predicted this perfectly. He welded it, was posted up specifically to snipe Henny, but Henny didn't push up at this round. He just stayed low. So right now that just tells you Immortals are really getting in the heads of FlipSid, something that a lot of teams have struggled to do.
Psychological warfare from the Immortal side. FlipSid moving in towards B. Blade picked off by Bolts. The AK's around for the CTs as well, but he'll get traded by Electronic. The bomb needs to get planted, but there's a minute on the clock. They need kills. FlipSid, they need frags. 2 versus 4, make it 3. Henny picked off finally. Bombs down. And so is Electronic, leaving well that it's alone. 1 versus 3 versus 2 sniper rifles and Steel. Rifle kills, grenade kills. He's doing it all. He is hyped.
This is a very strong Immortals, because no matter what sort of positions FlipSid are able to put themselves in, from however favourable they might be, if the AWPs are alive, they are just taking so much, like they're taking players away just immediately from these setups. As soon as they arrive, they start to deal serious damage. That's a great grenade actually from Steel.
Yeah, look at him, he's feeling it, man. He's feeling himself, he's in the zone. He is ready to make it. to legend status. And you have to assume that legend status is the first target of Immortals.
Yep.
So far, so good in this match.
No more qualifiers, please. they want to avoid those major qualifiers, that is for sure.
But they're not there just yet. Tactical timeout from FlipSid. Again, they can still get 6 rounds out of this half. By no means is it over. By no means are Immortals secure.
I love this, the auto sniper, James, with 2 ops.
Yeah.
I actually just... I'm so happy right now. It's just so fun to see.
It's great to see for Immortals because it shows that they're playing with confidence.
Yeah.
They're playing to win. They're not playing not to lose. So they're not playing with fear because, you know, it's an elimination match and a promotion match. They are playing their own game. This is how they want to play, and they're doing it with confidence. But FlipSid, we've seen big comebacks from them already in this tournament. And again, against the 3 snipers, now it's the fast play into the A bomb site. 3 players around the bomb site for both teams, but who'll get a first frag?
Yeah, very fast. And this is the perfect approach here from FlipSid, trying to shock Immortals. Try to quake the earth beneath them as they are sitting behind smokes, wondering how do we get to using these snipers. And indeed, the snipers were even taken out of the hands of Henny and Kianji. So if there's any chance, that's good here for FlipSid. It's this round as Lucas still looks for kills with that auto sniper. Nothing just yet. Oh! All right. That's a sexy shot there from Lucas, and it might just be the start of something here now as Immortals start to push in, but they've lost 1 man to Waylander. Lucas still alive as well. So much time being bought on the bomb, and it's going to be Lucas now having to back away with the auto sniper. Very expensive weapon. Immortals have plenty of bank to buy up again with, and perhaps, James, they can make the triple sniper setup work, because when KNG and Henny have a sniper rifle, they have the same mobility as a rifler. So that's one of the reasons why double op is hard, is that mobility and the close range awkwardness. But those 2 oppers, man, that they can thrive in those scenarios.
They've gone straight back to the same buy. Immortals do not give a rat's booty about losing that round. They have spent the cash. This is so awesome to watch. But FlipSid, they won the round. Let's not forget about the people on the Teeth side. They are losing this at the moment, but now there are 3 people going towards the IV position, and Lucas is in the middle of IV with an auto sniper on his own. This is absolute madness.
Throwing smoke.
Down to 20 HP. He's in trouble, and he's dead.
Throwing grenade.
A very brave play by yourself, absolutely, especially at such close range. But that said as well, the auto sniper, obviously, for close range, the no-scoping is very, very effective with it. That said, he will fall in this instance. Great, credit to FlipSid to eliminate the presence of the CTs there and take that for themselves. And Electronic with a very, very nice angle there onto Kianji, able to take him down. And all of a sudden, FlipSid have a 5 versus 3. And they're the kind of team that they know how to play an advantage like this. And it gets even better. Steel tagged, he goes for the risk. He knows he has to make a play. And he does so. Able to take the frag and smoke off a forward position. This is very annoying for FlipSid.
Still, though, there are 45 seconds for FlipSid to work with. Waylander is... where is he? He is over towards the B bomb site, but he's not really in a significant position. I mean, it could be better. Like, it could be in the pop dog. He could be towards upper B trying to get an entry or something like that. So, and the point about this is, with A main taken, you wonder what the players from FlipSid. Waylander taken down now by Steel. He is causing all kinds of havoc. Fortunately for FlipSid, Markelov is towards Ivy, which means the bomb can go down, but it's got to be worried about pop dog.
And here they come. Bolt's ready to drop down Pop. And he ready to explode out of connector with the assistance of Steel, who's going to be eliminated by Blade. A savage shot straight to the head, and it's the same fate to be met by Bolts as Henny. That's all he can do. Well, he can't do anything, he dies. So 9-4 is the score. FlipSid making their way back onto the rounds here. That's their first consecutive round, so able to be in a position now where they can have a decent finish to this first half. A first half that has really been characterized by, well, the character of Immortals, the double ops, the flashiness, the aggression, and the willingness to do anything in some of these situations to get the kills with those sniper rifles. And we have FlipSid once again Up against the double ops. That was a nice shot there. The follow-up from Bolts is not going to land on anyone, actually. But they get away alive.
The grenade will land on FlipSid, but no one's dead. Everybody's alive. They have fought for control of Upper B. There's 1:30 on the clock here. FlipSid, are they going for a fast round? Steel and KNG are in forward positions towards main. They will hear Markelov running in the direction of main. Markelov will start to walk now, perhaps, but his position has been given away. There will be expectation from Immortals, but those are the footsteps of a mere one person. They saw numbers towards the B bomb sites, so surely they will expect more in that direction. Any throwing a smoke towards lower B, I think. Indeed, he's doing exactly that. Lucas is around Ivy where Markelov is now headed, so it seems Markelov is trying to fake towards the A site after they were all spotted towards B.
And Flip's not playing this one quite slow. And I'm really mixing up that pace. It seems like a while ago that their response to getting crushed by the double ops was the fast play, but now they slowed it down again, trying to be unpredictable. Waylander through the smoke there, looking to make a sneaky play as Markelov tries to distract around Ali, but goes down. Now it all rests on the entry frags here, and Bolts is ready and waiting with the Max 7. That's number one. Blade is dead, but the trade comes in from Waylander, waiting patiently, but they've got so much to be up against here. Immortals are all four already towards the B yard.
Electronic could potentially go for a flank. Henny caught repositioning by Waylander. Good damage onto Lucas as well. Two fighting in B. Everybody tags the FlipSid. Electronic now rotating towards B bomb site as well. His help is required. He knows there's no flank. Everybody's in trouble here. Almost. Steel, the only man high health. Lucas in the red. The Molotov is there, but Lucas's gun will do the job. And Steel will finish things off. So Immortals make it to double figures as we move into the last round of first half. And Steel, the man to defuse it, having a very good game at the moment. 14 for 7.
Yeah, great effort from FlipSid, but yeah, today it's a very strong Immortals, isn't it? They are playing very well, and I'm very curious to see how FlipSid will try to attack this last round. They've got the AWP up onto Welded It, so perhaps they'll try to go with some picks. And with some of the information that they've had so far, because Immortals are running double up so much, there's some Blade might have a read as to how to use Welded It in this position to get an opening and exploit one of these AWPers early on in the rounds. And looking for Henny again. There's no Henny though.
Those days, I would say, are long gone, but long being the operative word, there are still two AWPs out for Immortals, and well, then it's got his own as well. Waylander above B, always good to take it early on the T side, and everything slows down. Steel and Lucas with close positions around that pop dog area. Steel holding an off angle, and KNG will make sure he's positioned so he's not exposed to main. Looking down Ivy, the team have got their backs covered, but Bolts gets picked off towards B. The boost from Welded It over the top. Bolts exposed and taken down. Now KNG starting to move through Ivy. We have an aggressive response from Immortals, trying to even things up, trying to get info and position themselves accordingly.
And 45 seconds left now, so they have to start to make a move. To FlipSid. Lots of nades left to be used to get into these bomb sites. Also to harass and try to obscure what's going on, but Immortals with a three-man setup towards B. They look very prepared for a push here. We do have Henny right at the back lines, but with that AWP, he's so effective from this position. Lucas up close there with the M4 trying to slow the approach, but it's quite a savage approach here. Double entry coming in for FlipSid, and Henny still stalking at the back of the yard, but the T's now with the bomb down. There's problems here for Henny.
He knows there's a T in that line, and KG's rotated from the IV position. His push allowed the CTs to rotate towards B in the first place, but they're still down in the numbers. Henny doing what he can, which isn't much. It's last round. KG's got to go for it. It's the one before he's been spotted, and Waylander now will bait him, and Electronic will finish things off. He was in a three-pronged, a triangle of doom essentially there, and that'd be enough to allow FlipSid to get 5 rounds on the board. It's not an ideal situation for FlipSid, but it's better than what could have been, and now the pistol will be important.
And one thing I want to credit FlipSid with is the fact that it can be very intimidating and off-putting for your game plan overall when you're up against a team like Immortals and they are firing off with an unconventional setup, 2 AWPs, and when you run strategies which are supposed to counter those and it's not working as well as you would expect, they didn't over-adjust. So, and they kept their composure, they kept playing their game plan, and they didn't over-adjust. And that can sometimes be hard, because if you adjust too much against a team like Immortals, then that's when you can start to really play into their hands as you abandon your game plan and your preparation, perhaps, as we go into the second half with FlipSid on 5 rounds. A workable scoreline. Just need to win that pistol to close the distance here for FlipSid.
Immortals charging into the B bomb site with 4 of their 5 players. Bolton on a late rotation. The first pick from KNG, despite the range disadvantage, he makes it work with the Glock straight in the face, hunting away Lander. Another headshot for him. It's a good start so far for Immortals. Fighting now around that connector area. Nothing but Immortals in his pistol round. Well, they're wondering what has happened to his comrade. Nobody answering the radio. And now he's being forced back. A 1-tap for him. And Immortals, they stop in their tracks. They don't need to hunt him down. There's still time on the clock. They don't need to overextend. Trying to double pick KNG there. Now he will start to force in. Surely he's running out of bullets. Another kill though for Welded It. And again, Immortals don't want to go crazy. They don't need to be like rabid animals indeed. They'll finally finish things off there. What a pistol round from Immortals.
What a pistol round for KNG, just walking in with 3 kills basically. Pretty devastating stuff. And that is a really hard pill to swallow for FlipSid, to lose the pistol in the second half. Of course, they were able to win the pistol in the first half, but they lost to the force buy immediately against Immortals, which really put them in a horrible place for quite some time. And then they got reset. You can see it on the scoreboard there. It was a very, very hard first half for them, and they're going to be fighting tooth and nail here with a force buy to be able to try to do what Immortals did to them in the same position. With the scout on Welded It, there is definitely a chance. Ooh, some burn damage there by Ali as well. All the damage counts.
4 smokes down around the map. 3 years, 1 fades from A main, where a number of Immortals players can be found. Any... I forget what those things are called that he just jumped on. Pallet. Jumping on the pallet. I'm not quite seeing anything just yet. Looks like an A split will be the play from Immortals. Lucas outside Ivy and Steel above the Pop Dog. The good old Pop Dog. Have to do a search on Tinternet to see why it was originally called that. Can't find it now on current iteration of Counter-Strike.
Ooh, gotta be careful there. As they run into the A yard, the pistols can be all over the place, but Immortals don't seem too concerned. They're going to force their way in anyway. They've only lost KNG at the moment, and it's only Henny that's in the red, and he can allow his teammates to get some of the work done, such as that. Bolts with a long distance shot onto Markelov. Bolts the marksman with the Galil, it would seem. Not always the most effective weapon at the very long ranges, of course. And Waylander and Welded It will do their best to try to keep these weapons alive now into the next round, where they'll experience another chance to get some damage in.
We need a Pop Dog spray. Valve devs, I know you're listening to me. This is the voice of the Mr. Rons, and we demand a Pop Dog spray. TYVM. Don't really demand, but, you know, politely ask for. Waylander, with his 5-7 and his Kevlar, will do his best to survive. That's all he can do at this point. Immortals imposing their will on these rounds at the moment. Immortals will want to escape the pollution of those plumes ASAP, and they're not far away. 4 rounds required. FlipSid on around $2,000 average. But 2 grenades have been purchased, and most grenades are highly explosive. 1 grenade deployed towards main, and the second one towards the Pop Dog. But nothing doing just yet. Anti-eco territory for Immortals, and again, they're not waiting around. That is a wipeout. Almost everybody getting a kill. Bolts with 2, Greedy Boy. 13-5. Can FlipSid come back from this one? Now is the time to find out. It's buy time for the CT side.
Yeah, now really is the time to find out, because again, if they lose this, I mean, of course, their loss bonus has been accruing, but the next round's buy, again, if they lose it, won't be too healthy, and this might be one of the best buys they would see unless they win this round. And of course, Immortals only 3 away now, so it starts to get very tense. The pressure really is mounting heavily upon FlipSid's shoulders now, and Immortals are looking to go pretty fast with Kianji there, looking for a pick towards inner. Won't be receiving one though. It's just smoke from the CTs very early on. But the CTs have to be careful in that sense. FlipSid, they don't have the money to get the full amount of grenades. So if Immortals do play a slower round, eventually FlipSid won't have any counter grenades whatsoever.
1 minute 20 and 8 of 10 smokes have been deployed. The team moving into the B bomb site. Waylanders on a similar angle that the CT's had in the first half, but Henny is the one to win the duel. Markelov will answer back, but what else can you do in this situation? His teammates forced away from Connector, but while it's there as well, taking KNG down, the teams continue to push forward. But the bomb is down, and Bolts, all his teammates are down. He's on his own. He needs to drive some bolts into the faces of these players. He needs to do as much damage as he can. FlipSid needs to survive in the numbers, and they're doing a good job of it. Electronic with the flank will be in round number 6 for FlipSid Tactics. But there's another buy to come for Immortals. 6 to 9k on most players. More tests will come the way of FlipSid.
Yeah, the test of the AWP might appear now as Steel does drop one onto Henny. Will Kianji get one as well? He can afford to do so. Do we see double op T side? They might be discussing that. He's still yet to buy at the moment, as we can see on the screen. Indeed, he'll be at the AK, and Kianji has shown himself to be a very complete player, able to rifle very effectively, as well as pistol effectively on top of the AWPing, showing why he's so valuable as the newest addition to the Immortals lineup. The addition that has brought them so much confidence and success of late. And now FlipSid are in with a chance. But again, it's all about Henny at the moment and what he can do to get an opener. His teammates are tossing in grenades, trying to force some openings here and there and bait the CTs to use their utility as well. And FlipSid perhaps wary of the angles that Henny might be trying to pick from and not giving him anything so far.
So many smoke grenades deployed by both teams. And again, 8. Make it 9. Over a minute on the clock. So much obscurity. But Lucas has made his way to the top of Ivy, running distraction while Immortals make their way through main. Nobody's there around Ivy. Markelov rotating from B, but he's very far away. Lots of CTs around Connector, but what can they get done? Blade picking off Lucas, Henny answering back. Waylander taken down. Markelov down, moving towards Ivy. That might help with the bomb plant if it comes in later, but now Markelov is alone. 1 versus 3. Henny's taken out. They know where he is. Now they can plant for Pop Dog, plant for main. And he can't do anything about it from where he is. But 1 versus 2, surely he's got to go for this.
Yeah, and it's very, very important that he picked off Henny with that burst of 5 bullets, as the AWP is really going to be difficult to deal with, and Steel and Bolts will be rocking the AKs. So Markelov, as he makes his approach here, looking for the element of surprise. He won't get that though, and if Immortals are going to play the peaks correctly, they're going to make Markelov's life almost impossible here to get the defuse in. So what does Markelov do? Does he decide to just pick up an AWP if he can find one and hightail it out of there? It looks like he'll just try to save the M4. A really hard situation. Have to make the hard choices here, and it's going to be a hard choice that doesn't result in another round for Immortals. 14 now, 14 to 6. 2 away from making it to the quarterfinals here, this major.
Immortals waiting to leave a message after the beep of the defuse, but no message required. Markelov won't make the phone call. 14 to 6, FlipSid forcing it up. Choice has been taken away from FlipSid Tactics. Less than half the score of their opponent. Desperately need to win this round. It's all but over if they don't. Molotov's off the wall. Henny seeking an entry, but it'll be Bolts to get the first kill. Flickers towards Ivy once again, and rather than Blade will move away from Ivy as Henny draws their attention with kill after kill.
And look at the damage that's been done. The Molotov usage is so amazing here from Immortals, forcing them out of position, and still proceeds to knock them down. As a result, and he might just get himself another kill. In comes Waylander, still ready for that one. Knew as a B player, knew he would catch him on the rotation. Great round from Steel there. And again, I love how the progressive aggression there with York picking was simultaneously assisted by the likes of Steel and others on Immortals, with a lot of Molotovs constantly pushing CTs out of position into the crosshairs of the likes of Henny and Steel. That was a really well executed round from Immortals. You got to credit them that. And the flip side, they are not left in a good place here.
That was a crushing round from Immortals, imposing their will like you rarely see. FlipSid at the complete mercy of their opponents. Ended up being schoolboy football, everybody running at Henny, and that's normally not a good idea. Match points, and many match points for Immortals. FlipSid buying all they can buy, which is a scout, a UMP, and some pistols here and there. Steel is all over this game. 22 kills for Steel. One of the most enjoyable people to talk to in the scene, as you may see if Immortals are successful in this match. FlipSid, it is last chance saloon, and the bell has been rung. Not Matrix left for the CT team, and Electronic, he will leave thirsty. Picked off already. Just trying to crush them mentally, physically. Blade taken down as well. Markelov not going to be long after. FlipSid, one by one, getting jettisoned into the sun, leaving this tournament.
Just one man left, it's what it is, and Immortals finished this one as they started. In dominant fashion, they will be making their way to the arena for